Boruto before 2 Blue Vortex. I'm sure if you all only follow the Boruto 2 Blue Vortex manga without following what happened after the Boruto anime hiatus, but now I'm here to review and explain to you what happened after Boruto's death against Kawaki. Oh yeah, today is my day. Before chapter 15 is released, I'm here to explain the chapter that I think is the reason why you should start following Boruto. I won't argue if some of you think that Boruto manga is bad or can be said to be not worth it. But after Boruto becomes 100% OTSUTSUKI, this is where the real story begins. And this is the reason why you should start reading Boruto manga. But calm down guys, I have prepared several categories based on the playlist. Starting from Boruto 2 Blue Vortex spoilers, Boruto 2 Blue Vortex official chapters, theory and analysis, and the last is Boruto before 2 Blue Vortex. So without further ado, let's get started. But before that, please like and subs. Thanks. The story begins after Boruto's resurrection from the dead and has become 100% perfect OTSUTSUKI. Oh yeah, the reason why Boruto became 100% perfect OTSUTSUKI is because Momoshiki has extracted all his karma into Boruto's body. He did that because he didn't want to lose his vessel. And in other words, Boruto and Kawaki have agreed that if Boruto is controlled by Momoshiki, then Kawaki will take over Boruto's body. More precisely, Kawaki will kill Boruto. One of the agreements was none other than to protect Naruto from the threat of Momoshiki. Boruto, who has regained consciousness and recovered, tells everything to Amado and the others. They are a little surprised when they find out Boruto has been resurrected using karma. Although the words were from Momoshiki, Boruto who told them that did not blame them if they did not believe it. But one thing is certain, 82% of Momoshiki's data has been extracted into Boruto's body, and the remaining 18%, Momoshiki used his karmic data to rebuild Boruto's destroyed body parts. Karasuke, as a scientist, initially felt that this sounded crazy with the explanation of Boruto being successfully revived by Momoshiki using his karma. But Amado explained that if Boruto died, then Momoshiki would lose his vessel and his soul would be extinguished. In other words, Momoshiki sacrificed part of himself to save Boruto and escape destruction. But in essence, the discussion between Sai, Karasuke, and Amado, they concluded that it means Momoshiki will lack data to construct his body. And in other words, he'll never be able to resurrect again. Although this sounds like a silver lining for Boruto, there is still a big possibility or problem where at any time Momoshiki takes over Boruto's consciousness. And it could still happen even though they don't have a solution for it yet. Karasuke, who thinks that the medicine given by Amado is still effective to suppress Momoshiki's mastery in the long term, but Boruto instead says that he doesn't need the medicine anymore. Boruto felt that something had changed from before, something that was hard to describe, but Boruto felt that he could channel his power better now. Kawaki, who was previously severely injured by the daemon coming to Code's rescue with his Shinjutsu reflection, is now hospitalized. After awakening Ishiki's karma to protect Naruto from Boruto, Kawaki, who ultimately intends to kill Code for being a threat, has to fight with him. But when Kawaki used all his chakra to attack Code, Daemon came from the claw mark and used his Shinjutsu to make Kawaki's attack return to him. As a result, he fainted because he had used too much chakra. But even so, his life was not in danger. Sumire confirmed that there were no obvious external wounds either. In other words, Kawaki was almost completely healed thanks to the nanomachine in his blood. Originally, Shikamaru wanted to confirm a few things with Kawaki first, after Sumire suggested that it should be examined more deeply in the lab. But in essence, in the midst of the situation between Shikamaru and the others, they wanted to hold Kawaki because he had so much power. But with the situation being different because Kawaki has the ability of Sukuna Hikona, it becomes a very complicated consideration. But fortunately, because Kawaki's wish is only simple, as long as Naruto is safe, Kawaki will not have a problem with them. And the only option for the current situation is to trust. Trust him and make sure he stays on Konoha's side. That's what Shikamaru wants. And from that choice, Shikamaru confirms to Naruto whether he minds or not. But it seems that Naruto agrees with what Shikamaru said and will talk long after Kawaki wakes up. And a few moments after Shikamaru and Sumire left the room, They met up with Sasuke, who had gotten information about the existence of code. The first information was about the hidden building at the end of the Snow Country, an area that was considered taboo by the residents. In addition, Sasuke assumed that they had performed some kind of inhumane ritual, or it could be said that it was a place where they conducted experiments on humans. And the crazier thing was that it was a facility for disposing of the cyborgs that Jigen had ordered to be disposed of. But one thing was certain, there was a person named Bug, and he was an acquaintance of the code. Shikamaru, who got the information, planned to order an investigation into the place. And the incident where Kawaki killed Boruto, Sasuke already knew about it, although Shikamaru explained that Boruto had come back to life, but only some people knew the real information. And as it turned out, far from where Konoha was, Ida, with Senrigan's eyes, had been spying on them from a distance. Now Ada has gotten the information that Boruto is alive because he has been resurrected using Momoshiki karma. Hearing that, Code and Daemon are shocked that Boruto has come back to life. Even Daemon assumed that it was like a zombie. Ida also explained that now Boruto had become a full OTSUTSUKI, but of all things, Ada could not fully see firsthand what happened when Boruto was successfully revived by Momoshiki. Because as we know, Momoshiki did that by stopping time, and maybe this is the reason that Ida's Senrigan eyes can't see that process happening. Even Ida is curious if Boruto can communicate with Momoshiki with some kind of spiritual realm, but from all the things that have happened, Ida has become annoyed with what Code has done. In addition to acting excessively, Code also used Daemon without her permission. Because as we know guys, when Kawaki wanted to kill Code, he pulled Daemon from his claw marks to reflect Kawaki's attack. Ida even made it clear to Code that his job was simply to bring Kawaki to Ida, and in return, Ida would help Code to regain his powers and also to achieve his own goals. But in essence, Ida made it clear that if the relationship between them was not favorable, Ida would not hesitate to get rid of Code. But in the middle of the conversation, the previous Code had marked a claw mark on the back of Shikamaru's neck, a claw mark that can be used to teleport and spy on Konoha. Shikamaru, who had entered Amado's room, immediately asked about Boruto. Oh yeah, so Amado tried to analyze the blood on Boruto's body after Momoshiki extracted the karmic data into Boruto's body. And after the analysis, Amado explained that it was all in accordance with what Boruto explained earlier. Shikamaru was a little anxious knowing that because there was a possibility that Momoshiki would resurrect anymore, but Amado said that it was 100% impossible. But Shikamaru suddenly pulled Amado's shirt collar and asked seriously about Kawaki's karma. But before that was answered, the scene showed Boruto with Sarada and Mitsuki. Sarada was so curious about the wound that had recovered. Even when Sarada held Boruto's chest, Sarada asked if it hurt or not. In essence, the conversation between Sarada and Mitsuki with Boruto leads to the reason why Code wants to kill Boruto, even though Code wants Boruto to stay alive to be used as food for the 10 tails. But when Boruto wanted to explain everything, he remembered Shikamaru's words to keep a secret or not tell anyone about Kawaki who killed him. And suddenly Sasuke came to meet them. Sasuke also continued Boruto's words about Code, where he could appear at any time unexpectedly. Sasuke also advised not to go anywhere alone, even when in the village. Sasuke also explained that because Kawaki had increased Ishiki's karma, in other words, that it was a possibility that Code would not stop to release his power limit. Then back in the Amado room, Shikamaru continued his questioning. Because with the return of Ishiki's karma in Kawaki's body, Shikamaru suspected Amado that he was the one who restored Kawaki's karma, and that was the reason why Shikamaru was angry with Amado for planting it himself without consent. But in essence, Amado explained that it was all none other than because Kawaki needed power. Maybe if you guys forgot, Kawaki honestly hates karma a lot, but since Kawaki's goal is to protect Naruto and rid the enemy of threats, then inevitably Kawaki must choose to gain power in order to protect Naruto. In other words, the awakening of karma in Kawaki's body is due to his own desire. But in conclusion, Shikamaru doesn't seem to be able to really accept the reason why Amado implanted karma in Kawaki's body, even with the reason to protect Konoha. Shikamaru seems to be starting to realize and suspect Amado if he himself seems to be obsessed with Kawaki's karma. Exactly. In addition to Kawaki's goal of protecting Naruto, Amado actually has a personal goal, guys. And therefore, this is a good opportunity for Amado, because then his personal goal will probably be achieved. But suddenly, in the midst of that situation, code appeared through the claw marks on the back of Shikamaru's neck. The code that appeared suddenly immediately attacked Shikamaru and strangled Amado's neck. The arrival of code forced Amado to remove his power barrier. But sure enough, the arrival of code was quickly detected by the sensor team. But when Ino intends to send help, Shikamaru asks to wait. Shikamaru asks Ino to tell Naruto and the others first and not to send anyone else. Shikamaru tried to restrain Code with Kageme no Jutsu, but unfortunately it didn't have much impact on Code. He still forced Amado to follow his orders. The situation really became chaotic because Code intended to kill Amado if he didn't obey him. But suddenly, unexpectedly, something came out of the large capsule in the Amado lab, and it turned out to be Delta. She was a new model that was reprogrammed to become a combat asset that would be used to protect Konoha. Shikamaru even ordered Delta to target Code as an enemy of Konoha, but because Shikamaru was so panicked and his tone sounded like shouting, Delta told him to shut up and not screeching like a fool. Delta finally managed to release Code's grip on Amado's neck and kicked him. But since things were going badly for Code, he planned to escape through the claw marks he made. But when Code's hand went into the claw marks, it turned out that he was pulling someone out. And it turned out to be Ida. Ida's appearance really made Amado show a shocked expression. Amado, with a panicked face, did not expect that Ida was still alive. Shikamaru saw something change very drastically by Amado's expression. Amado's terror, it's beyond abnormal. Shikamaru even showed the same expression as Amado and wondered who that woman was. But Delta, who didn't know who Ida was, she said that if Ida was on the Code side, then that meant she was her enemy too. But it turned out that Ida's defense power was beyond expectations. When Delta tried to attack Ida, she easily parried the kick and said, "You're flashing me. Delta dear, I can see your panties." If you laugh, hit the like button and subscribe, guys. Ada really showed her ability to casually fight them to the surprise of Shikamaru and the others. And once again, in the midst of the complicated situation, Shikamaru again shouted to Ino and asked for help, because the situation became an emergency. But before help arrives, we see Sasuke and Boruto talking to each other. Sasuke firmly tells Boruto that stopping Momoshiki's rampage is his duty as a teacher. Even Sasuke will always be there when Boruto needs him. But in essence, Boruto and Sasuke's conversation is about Boruto asking Kawaki to kill him if he is controlled by Momoshiki. Although Sasuke said that from the beginning, he and several people disagreed with Kawaki being here, Boruto still defended Kawaki that it was all wrong and not entirely Kawaki's fault. Sasuke's hatred was based on the fact that Kawaki had killed the Hokage's son. And even so, Boruto still defended Kawaki and stated that after all, Kawaki was already considered a brother. In other words, only Kawaki understood and accepted his resolve. Hearing his naivety and saying that it was because of brother, Sasuke showed an unhappy expression. In other words, maybe this reminded him of his past to Naruto, and Boruto intends to return the headband Sasuke once borrowed. But because Boruto said that the headband helped him to make up his mind, Sasuke intends to give it to Boruto as a gift. Boruto was so happy when he got the gift and said that he would keep it for the rest of his life. And you know what, guys? Exactly. Sasuke is saying that maybe he's the one who should show his determination next. In other words, it's going to turn out the way Boruto said. Mitsuki and Sarada, who saw Boruto and Sasuke, became so curious about what they said. But in essence, both Sasuke and Mitsuki, if a bad situation happened to Boruto and would be dead, they would be there to help him. And besides that, they were determined to become stronger. Especially Sarada said that if not, then he was not worthy to become Hokage. Then in a room, Kawaki finally started to wake up. And the first sentence after Kawaki woke up, he asked Naruto if he was visiting him just to talk about stupid memories. Naruto then asked Sumire to give him time so they could talk alone. And after that, Kawaki asked Naruto if he would punish him for killing Boruto. But the Kawaki's question was too soon before Sumire left and took her by surprise. But in essence, Naruto explained that Boruto was fine and was still alive because his karmic powers saved him. The conversation continued until Sumire listened to everything. She even forgot that Naruto had previously asked her to leave them alone. Oh yeah, but before we continue the story, maybe we'll continue tomorrow. Because I've been yapping for too long, I'm afraid you are getting bored, guys. By the way, should I continue the next chapter until chapter 15 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex is released, guys? I need your opinion, guys. So, thanks to all of you, likes and subs. I'm Nim. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.